Shalom Aleichem, everybody. We're up to Daf Chafei. We start from the Mishnah. Nishpech Adam al Ritzpah. If the dam of the Tzaver Behema, after the Kohen shechted it, it spilled on the Ritzpah, on the floor of the Azara, it was never the skabel the Klisharas, Vasofoi, and the Kohen pretty much gathered it from the Ritzpah's Azara and put it into a Klisharas, puzzle, it's puzzle. Ton Rabban Zog Dele Gemara, Velokha Kohen Mashiach Medam Apar. The Kohen has to accept du Kabbalah from the Dam Apar. We're talking about par koina Mashiach, so that's why it's a koina Mashiach. Medama nefesh. What does medama par mean? Medama nefesh. V'lo medama oir. V'lo medama tamtzis. When it says medama par, dam me apar yikablanu. With darshan, right? It says midam hapar, right? With darshan, dam me hapar. It has to be directly from the par. This all gedaitich medama par kedachsiv. Because if you'll tell me it means midam hapar. When it says midam bafilo miktzas dam, v'amarav ha'shoichet tzech shekablos kol domei shel par. Shneimar is kol dam hapar yishbach. Can't be literally midam hapar, which implies that it's only miktzas dam hapar. Because Rav said ha'shoichet tzech shekablos kol domei shel par. So what does the Torah mean medam hapar? It means dam mei hapar, which means you have to accept it directly from the par. And if it's nishpach al ritzpas azara and then you gather into klisharas, it's tak apostle. The Gemara says, how does he darshan like that? Goyrin and Meisif and V'darshan, right? He can take away a letter from one word and be Meisif it to a different word, and that's how he darshans it. Gufam Rav Yidam Rav HaSheikh, Tzerech Shekabas called the Mishal Parshanem, it's called Adam Mapar Yishpoich. Right? He has to be Mekabel the ganze Dam, because it says, why? This is called Dam Mapar Yishpoich. The Gemara says, "Gufa, Rav Yidam Rav Sheikh Tzerich Shekabas called Mishal Parish. Never is called Amar Parish B'Ich. But B'Shirayim Ksiv, how can you darshan from over there? I lemaisa there it says B'Shirayim. We're talking about Shficha Shirayim. The Gemara says no. Einoi inyan l'Shirayim dohol lesa l'kulei dam. Maisa can't be talking about Shirayim really, because by Shirayim, by the time you have the Shirayim, you don't have all the dam, because the chiluk from the dam was sprinkled on the mizbeach. So therefore, Teneyu Inyan beKabbalah. So the Kol Dam Apar is referring to Kabbalah. He has to lift the sakin up in the air, so none of the blood of the sakin falls into the keli, in the klisharis. It can't be mixed with other dam, which is from the dam from the sakin. How does he wipe off the blood from the sakin before he shechts it? He used it to shecht another time. Because if you use shecht another time without wiping it off, then it's going to be nesariv, the dam of the sakin, with the dam of the carbon, the second carbon. Amar Abaye b'sfas mizrak. Kedachsiv kefoidei zav. Right, with the lip of the mizrak, the keli that you mekabel the dam, but you make sure that the dam doesn't go into the mizrak. It goes like on the outside of it. That's how he wipes it off. He has to make sure that he's mekabel the dam l'toicha kli. They have to see the avera kli. Okay, which means they have to be directly above the keli, the klishoris. Actually, if he's mekabel the dam, let's say the dam started pouring into the klishoris, right? It was already on top of the klishoris, and before it hit the bottom of the klishoris, right? The bottom, I guess, broke, and it ended up landing on the ritzpas azara. So the Gemara says, "Boy menei rabasim Rabbi Yoel, mekabel v'nifchasu shulay mizrik, actually gi adam la'aver mahu." Yeah, aver she'ein seifel lenuach kamunach dami, yeloi kamunach dami. Do we say aver she'ein seifel lenuach as kamunach or not? Omalei tenesua, we learned it in a brayso. If you say it's seifel lenuach, that means you already mekabel the dam, even though it didn't reach the shulayim of the mizrak. So what happens is, by Meichatos, by the Me'efer, Aparaduma, when you want to be Matayr, a person's talking about B'tamas Meis, so he has to be Mayim Chayim El Keli, right? It has to come into the Keli from Mayim Chayim, from the Mei Mayan. What if somebody first wants to receive it in a chavius, in a barrel, then pour it from here, from the barrel, into the mix of the Ephid Paraduma? The halach is it's puzzle, because it has to be directly coming into the keli of the Efer Paraduma. So here you have a flow of the Mayan, and the Chavias, if it falls into the Chavias, it'd be puzzle. So here you have the flow that's falling into the Chavias, but it didn't fall yet into the Chavias. Chutzala is also outside, it's only parallel to the Chavias, it hasn't reached the Chavias yet. It's Psulin, right? Sirif Pia Lazinuk, Mayim Shabbatech Psulin, V'Chutzala Ksherin. If the Chalala Chavias, then Sirif Pia Lazinuk, Mayim Shabbatech Psulin. If you mamish put the piv of the chavias mamish into the flow, then ma'im shebatoicha psulin, right? Because it reaches the toicha the chavias. V'shebechutzala ksherin. Anything that's still above it or outside of the chalala chavias, it's kosher. Not above it, but outside of the chalala chavias. Okay, more says hi mai. We're talking about aver seif lenuach. That's why if it's above the chavias, it's already puzzle. But if it's ain't seif lenuach, that was the shaila of Rabbi Yochanan when you shecht the carbon, and the vridin are royan avirakli, which is anyway seifel lenuach. The case of chavias is seifel lenuach, and that's why it's possible. But in the case of mizrak, it's ain't seifel lenuach, because we're talking about the nifchas of shulay mizrak. It says tartik boy man imtem tzalay mer abish ain't seifel lenuach laf kemenach dami abish seifel lenuach mai, and he was poshet abish seifel lenuach. Rav Yosef Masni Hachi, Rav Kana Masni Chavias by Menei. Rav Kana says that he was asking from Chavias, Poshetle Chavias. He was asking from the case of Chavias, and he's Poshetle from Chavias. Okay. Rabbi Masni Chavias by Menei, Poshetle Mizrak. He says it was the other way around, that he was asking from Chavias, and he Poshetle Mizrak. Right? Right? You can't have Kabbalah Sadam Mamish connected to the Dam itself. It's going to have to come through Avir, and if it comes through Avir, Avada, it's still good. So you see that Avir She'ein Soifel Lenuach is Kemunach Dami. So too by Meimayin, if the Mayim is Nutzoin Ma'al Avir Akeli, Avir Chavias, and it's oimed lenuach, then it's possible because it's nechshav kamunach dami. Okay. Tanan hosam, nosen yodei raglo ali rockets k'desh yavru mayim lechavias psulin, alekonav alegezim ksherim. Zeh klal dover mekabotum psulin dover shen mekabotum ksherim. What if you have the mayim pass by the ale yirokis, right? Or Ali kana ba'alei agoizim. So the halacha is that if it's mekabel toma, then it's possible. If it's ain't mekabel toma, it's ksherim. Manon emilah merbichim mishim merbisi b'rabba mekro ach mayin bar mikveh mayin yitara v'yosna li tahara tehei. It has to be b'tahara. Omer b'chim merbichim is zemeres avre kli kikli dami. This means that avre kli is kikli dami. Why? Because as soon as it passes by lamashal the alei yirokos, which are ruyim la'achila and it's mekabel toma, it's ruyim mekabel la'kabalas toma. It reached the keli, so it never had a point in time where it passed the Alei Rokas, and it came from a place of Tahara into the Keli. Maybe it's Taka when it's Mamish right after the Alei Rokas, it went straight into the Chavias, and it never had a point in time where it was beyond. It flowed beyond the Alei Rokas. Amalei Tarda. It sounds like it's going through a flow, and it's not going directly into the chavias. And immediately you have aver in the middle, and since you have aver in the middle, it should be kosher, because you still had a flow beyond the aliyah rokas. So it must be no, there was no flow because aver seif lenuach kamerach dam. Amr chiber aver merechenen medus shel tzadik nish meshnazu det nan heder tzadik al hazoichlen shekilchan balei gozen shen ksherin. That Rabbi Mayan that flows into a chavias ba'alei agoizin it's ksheinu ze masa b'alayim because not mekabel tumah bo ma'isa lefnei chacham l'shkaz hagazes V'yechshiru, since agoizen, ba'alei agoizen are not real achila, it's not makabel tuma, and therefore it's kosher. Okay, we'll stop over here.